I haven't done an intro in a while, and I'd like to, if that's okay, gentlemen.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the official podcast. It's a show I get to intro sometimes. It's my great little gift, my little privilege as a esteemed member of this round table. And sitting at all four corners of this round table is myself, Jackson, Charlie, and Kaya. Boys, I do have a topic,
Hello.
but I believe before we started the show, you guys said that you had a big topic you also wanted to bring up, so I don't want to step on any toes here.
Pornhub's dead.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Damn it. I was going to throw Jackson under the bus again, and Charlie, and here you come with an actual topic, you son of a bitch.
I can do that. Yeah, throw it to me. Throw it to me. I can do it.
Jackson, go!
Pornhub's down. What's up with that?
It's not
Genuinely.
down, dummy.
Yeah, it's not
Genuinely,
down.
what?
It's dead.
Oh, well, what?
Yeah, it's
It's
like
dead, not down.
Yeah.
they lost 90% of their video library because now they're in hot water for all the years of lax enforcement with a lot of like terrible shit on the site.
Yep.
So they've removed every
I-
piece of content that's not from a verified channel.
In other words, all the good content.
Yeah, all that all that precious illegal content.
all the spiciest
All the actual
content.
rape.
Yeah.
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 So do any of you guys not know what happened? Do we need to catch anyone up?
I don't think
Give a
Jackson
give a
does.
recap for the listeners at home.
Yeah.
Well, for years and years, Pornhub has been hosting, like... So what'll happen is, a 15-year-old gets literally raped, not, fantasy porn raped, but actually at gunpoint raped. Rapist will
Bad
upload her
raped.
video to Pornhub. Bad touch, yeah. Rapist will upload the video to Pornhub for shits and giggles. Girls, all of her classmates find the video, they mock her, they bully her. She's already been raped, she's already wanting to kill herself. She goes to Pornhub, says, hey, this is me in the video, I was raped, this was not consensual, and I was 15 at the time. And Pornhub would basically tell her to go fuck herself, if they ever replied at all. Like, one instance was this 15-year-old girl, I don't know if... Maybe she was 16, I don't remember at this point, but she would email Pornhub like 8 separate times to take down her rape video, and they just didn't respond. But then they immediately take the video down when she pretended to be an attorney, this girl. So that's the kind of shit that Pornhub pulled for years and years and years and years and years, and the New York Times, in a once-in-a-decade act of actual journalism, decided to write a piece about the Pornhub and their moderation, and Pornhub still didn't give a fuck until, of course, money spoke. That means Visa and MasterCard decided to drop Pornhub.
They control everything. Why would they even care if they're making so much money through operating through Pornhub? Why would they pull the plug?
They're making money off rape and child porn. It's
Yeah,
it's dangerous.
because they don't want to
They
be
don't care.
associated with that. No, Jackson, you have to keep it. Visa and MasterCard they run a bigger operation than just Pornhub. Pornhub isn't their
Yeah.
only clients. They have a
Oh, yeah,
bigger
no
overall
shit.
image to
But
preserve
they
than-
also have like a stranglehold on the market of credit processing.
But you're
they
looking
are
at
a
it.
monopoly. So
You're
why
looking
the
at
fuck
it
do they
from the
care?
reverse angle, Jackson. Because they have a stranglehold, they can shut them down and bolster a competitor and be like, "Hey, RedTube or who the fuck ever, you guys are the new hotness now."
No one said that name out loud in 10 years.
I don't know. I'm just I'm sorry. It was
but-
I was under
No,
pressure.
Andrew, I completely understand that
Yeah.
Visa and MasterCard have this kind of power because they monopolize that kind of transaction history, that transaction ability. Well, what I'm asking is, why do they care? It's not like anyone's going to blame them for what Pornhub is doing.
Well,
Why? They still get money anyway.
if it's not really a net loss, why not do it? It just makes your company look better and might increase other platforms that you own. Like if you make Pornhub take the bullet and go, yeah, we don't condone this. Fuck you guys. Our new best friend is X Hamster or who the fuck ever. Then
I get
yeah.
I get it from like a moral perspective that they might, some suits within Visa and MasterCard might have a moral obligation to, I guess, but that's not really.
They just got pressured. You're reading way too much into this, Jackson. So basically, the New York Times wrote an article about why the fuck is Visa and MasterCard sponsoring child rape, and they went, oh shit, and they pulled
So
out.
yeah,
That's basically the sum of it.
didn't care. They didn't care until they got pressured.
No, none of these companies care. Of course they don't care. They're scummy fucks. By the way, Andrew, RedTube is not a competitor. They're Pornhub. It's the same company.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I
they
have
also
no
own
idea.
YouPorn too. I think.
Look, man, when I'm put on the spot, I can't name that many porn websites. All right, I've got a
Pathetic.
couple in my belt, and that's it. Who is the
pretty
biggest
sure-
competitor to Pornhub? Actually,
Xvideos.
Xvideos. Okay.
Yeah, it's either Xvideos and or Xhamster. Pornhub
They're owned by
itself
the
is
same
owned by a
people.
company named MindGeek that owns like half the porn sites on the internet. But yeah, so this happened. And I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, and Pornhub decides. So first of all, they struggled a little. You know, I mean, for 10 years now, they've been dragging their feet, like I said, ignoring all the child porn on their platform, telling people to go fuck themselves, pirated porn, child porn, actual rape porn. And Pornhub just pisses in people's faces. They don't give a fuck. Last night, they finally buckled into the pressure, and Visa and MasterCard both told them to, go, fix this shit. So they purged all the videos that were uploaded by unverified users, which meant that Pornhub just went down from 13 million videos to just over 3 million videos.
Yeah.
They purged 10 million videos of their website.
Jesus
That is fucking
Christ.
insane. Imagine all that storage space they just cleared up for games. They could probably run Call of Duty now.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Jackson.
And then it's pretty
So
wild,
now
though.
their new policy is gonna be that apparently you need to get verified to upload. Verification is supposed to involve
Wait a second,
showing
isn't this
ID.
I'm getting deja vu. This is what killed Tumblr. Exactly what killed Tumblr, right?
Yeah, that's what it was.
No,
Yeah.
No, Tumblr's was a big overreaction because there was some like illegal content on the site, so they decided to nuke anything remotely adult oriented. Whereas Pornhub is
Tumblr
Pornhub
banned
is
all porn.
Pornhub is setting up like 9
What?
metal detectors, whereas Tumblr just burned the entire building down.
But I still see porn on Tumblr sometimes.
Well, then
I
you should
think
report
Pornhub
it like a
also
good
burned the whole
citizen.
building. Pornhub also burned the whole building down, in my opinion. I don't know why they chose the nuclear option. Okay, there's a lot of pressure from like organizations and activist groups but like just remove the child porn. You didn't have to nuke all 10 million videos. Like, are you
too
telling us that all
lazy.
10 million of those were illegal?
How do you verify what the child porn is, though?
So apparently Pornhub has this. So that's another thing, okay? They don't moderate. According to an ex-Pornhub employee, like an ex-MindGeek employee, they literally have 80 employees spread across all of their websites. 80 moderators.
Nice.
For like,
God.
if someone ran the math, they would have had to like review hundreds and hundreds of hours of porn every week for that to make any sense. So they can't, of course. They resort to not AI, but like fingerprinting video methods, which is basically, hey, somebody complains, hey, this is a video of me getting raped, and they take
that's
it
not
down,
funny.
and then they basically fingerprint the video, which means supposedly someone else can then not upload the video again.
Oh, I see.
But-
So it's like frame analysis. So
Yeah,
that-
so you can't just
basically
Yeah,
Upload
what
basically,
YouTube does.
but the magazine Motherboard ran this through a test, and they found you can easily circumvent this by doing easy shit like muting the audio for a second. So it doesn't even work. So these guys suck. They don't moderate anything, and then they are so fucking salty about this too. Like now let me pull up the Pornhub social media account here, Pornhub area, whatever it's called, and they're always so
Oh,
cutesy
yeah.
on Twitter. You guys know them, right?
Yeah.
Always
what did they
memeing,
say?
always making cutesy shit. So I go on there and see they've been silent for the past 2 days. I wonder why. Spirit's not that high, I guess. And
She's
then
in
I see
jail.
this big letter. Now, usually when you see somebody take a screenshot of a long ass typed out letter, it's a arduous apology. This hand wringing. They never mean it. You never mean it. But Pornhub, I guess kudos for the balls. They don't even apologize. It's this salty hate letter. Did you guys read this?
Nah, read it.
Yeah.
So they're saying, as part of our policy to ban unverified uploaders, we have now also suspended all previously uploaded content that was not created by content partners or members. This means every piece of Pornhub content is from verified uploaders, a requirement that platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, and Twitter have yet to institute. Leading nonprofit organization. It's like, why are you trying to drag them down, you douchebags? Like, this is what the.
That's pretty low.
They're trying to show the horrific double standard we have, goddammit.
Yeah, it's so much rape and child porn on
Yeah,
TikTok. And
that's why I have a Facebook profile.
The whataboutism continues, though. Leading nonprofit organizations and advocacy groups acknowledge our efforts. Yada yada. Over the last 3 years, Facebook self-reported 84 million instances of child sexual abuse material. During that same period, The Independent, a third-party Internet Watch Foundation, reported 118 incidents on Pornhub. So, the difference here is that Facebook isn't trying to market and profit off of those rape videos, I think. So I don't know what the fucking whataboutism here is. It's like, oh, but there's child porn on those platforms too. Okay, so they're next then.
Yeah,
this is an argument for them to be
commercializing it. But
this is an argument that we need to put those platforms under the same scrutiny, not that Pornhub should somehow get a slip.
Well, yeah. But I think there's a pretty big difference with Pornhub commercializing it as well. That makes it a bit more...
blatantly ignoring the reports of, hey, this is me getting fucking raped. So...
Yeah. Well, I did read up on that woman, and apparently... Well, I guess it could be connected to her experience, but she is like a head of a anti-porn organization or something, which I guess would actually make sense.
I think that sounds about par for the course. Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah, but a lot of these women are the ones that got raped and had their videos and then ending up on Pornhub.
I mean, after thinking about that for a bit, that makes perfect sense.
Jackson thought it was a double agent making it up for a second.
No, I thought she might have just been a biased Christian mom or something, but then...
they make that point too. Guess what? In this fucking seething, salty hate letter that Pornhub uploaded, they touch on that too. That's... these are organizations dedicated to abolishing pornography, banning material they claim is obscene, and shutting down commercial sex work. These are the same forces that have spent 50 years demonizing Playboy, the National Endowment of the Arts, sex education, LGBTQ rights, women's rights. Today, it happens to be Pornhub. Oh, woe is you, asshole. No! So this is the angle they're playing now. So if you're against child porn, you're against porn in general. No, we're not prudes, okay? We're not against sex. We're just, it's the lack of consent part that people have a problem with. You don't get to just say, oh, Christian soccer moms, and make them out to be the villain here. You're the villain. This is all on you. I want to be very clear. 100% of this is Pornhub's fault. Entirely.
Yeah. I also think it's the rapist's fault.
The rapist is also bad. I agree.
Yeah, the rapist is also bad, but I'm kind of including Pornhub in that category. This company is run by a bunch of Harvey Weinsteins, Jeffrey Epsteins, and Bill Cosbys.
It does seem
You don't get to
way.
just say
And
Christian
Pornhub
soccer
area.
moms. Weh. And to Jackson's point, saying that they're commercializing child porn. So this is from the New York Times
I
article.
don't think Jackson said that.
Yeah, well, no, I did. I said that like 3 times.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, he did.
I thought it was Andrew for a second.
Well,
I'm gonna back him up here. This is from the New York Times article saying, so while it's no longer possible to search on Pornhub in English using terms like underage or rape, the company hasn't tried to eliminate such videos. A member called 13-year-old boy teen is allowed to post videos. A search for rape, with the A censored, turns up 1900 videos. Girl with braces turns up 1900 videos. And suggestions also trying extra small teens. A search for 13-year-olds. To be clear, most aren't 13 years old, but the fact that they're promoted with that language seems to reflect an effort to attract pedophiles. I agree. Why does your search engine on your website return 155,000 results for the term 13 years old?
Wait, how many? 155,000? Jesus Christ.
When you type in the letters 13YO, 13 years old, generates 155,000 videos, it says.
Jesus.
Well, that was before the purge, so I don't know what the numbers are now, but...
Well, hang on. Do they search for 13-year-old or do they put 13YO?
That's
both.
Well, 13YO, wouldn't that just be from extraneous data on the video? Like if that's in the URL or if it's in the coding of it on the website? Because that's a really that's just a string of characters. Like that's not specifically that as far
Could
as
also
I'm
be
aware.
a rapper or something.
Yeah. If they search, if you search like
boy teen also
well, that's
in the URL.
That's the shitty
You
one.
upload a YouTube video and never see 13-year-old boy toy.
That's the
Yeah, that's
shitty
pretty
one. Like
common.
if you're searching like underage whatever and a bunch come up, that's shitty. But 13YO seems like a bit of a stretch to me. It just seems like an error because 155,000 for that. It seems.
Yeah, I agree with Andrew on that one. I think that is
that
just
seems a
returning
little suspicious. I don't
metadata.
know.
Even if you give them that benefit of the doubt, girl with braces, extra small, tiny teen, shit like that. That's
not
that's
okay.
pedophile bait. You're trying to attract creeps to your platform.
Well, you're allowing creeps to be drawn to you.
None of this is
platform, yeah.
okay. Like, let's put our foot down on that. None of this is okay. I'm just trying to see where they're, I don't know, what they're trying to qualify as and as not.
So do you think much like how Tumblr nuked all porn, but now there is still porn being put on Tumblr and it seems like the issue has crept up again? Do you think it's just going to be forgotten with Pornhub? Do you think they're just going to kind of
Absolutely.
Well, I imagine.
wait a while?
Well, I imagine they're going to
Yes.
face some kind of like legal ramifications, right, for harboring, promoting, and profiting off rape and child
No.
porn. No, they're not even pursuing that.
They have until now, Charlie. I mean, all the girls who've been like molested for tens of years. Like, one of the stories, one of these girls, the one who had to pretend to be a lawyer. I don't think even if she got a lawyer, it would make a difference because apparently her family did at some point and it led nowhere. And that was like 10 years ago.
Well, I don't mean by the individuals. I mean like at
Oh,
an
you mean
actual
like
state
class
level.
action?
Yeah,
Oh.
because I mean this
don't
is
know.
like that's super illegal to knowingly host and then profit from child porn and like rape.
I mean, their argument would be they don't know because it's like community
But then it could
driven.
easily be proven that they did through things like that girl's story, right? Because they clearly acknowledged that once there was an attorney allegedly involved, or so they thought. So they clearly had the know, like in the know of that content. I feel like that's
so
definitely
do you
wide
know
open
the-
to a lawsuit.
Yeah, you're gonna hear about this more currently because Trump is trying to repeal this thing, which may not be a good idea, but it's called Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. Hear of it?
Nope. Did Pornhub already
It
brag
basically
about it?
says that. It basically says that websites like social media sites are not responsible for what their users say on it. So if you go on there and let's say, you as an individual threaten to attack a politician, it means that Twitter is not responsible for that because it's just, they're not you. So from the New York Times piece, it's saying this: executives of Pornhub appear in the past to have assumed that they enjoyed immunity under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, which protects internet platforms on which members of the public post content. But in 2018, Congress limited Section 230 so that it may not be enough to shield the company, leading MindGeek to behave better. So maybe you're right. Maybe they'll have some legal troubles in the future.
Well, I don't think a company
They
should
haven't
be
in the past,
responsible
though.
for what people say on it, like for Twitter and YouTube and shit. That's way beyond the scope of reality. I'm saying Pornhub knowingly having this content, having it brought up for years and doing nothing is very different than one random fucking 18-year-old guy saying he's going to go take a shit in the politician's toilet and blow it up or something.
No, if they're not doing their
This
due
would-
diligence to minimize the risk of content like that being uploaded, then I think they'll face,
This would look so
consequences
much,
after a trial.
This would look so much better for them if they were just proactive. Like it's completely unrealistic to expect them to hit every single thing on there. But if someone's reporting things and someone's bringing this up and they only have fucking 80 people to handle it when they easily have the money to hire more, they easily could
They
have
have
done
so
a bunch.
much money.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did
again, from
nothing
the
when they
same
could have done
article.
anything. Basically,
They attract 3.5 billion visits a month, more than Netflix, Yahoo, or Amazon. By the way, another study found that... Hang on, where is this? Do I still have... Yeah. This is according to a study. The 10 most socially impactful tech companies of the 21st century, you guys. Pornhub is in the top 3. Facebook, Google, and Pornhub. They come in front of Apple and Amazon and Twitter.
Holy shit.
that's fucking amazing.
And Microsoft.
That's awesome.
This is not some little... This is not an underdog, okay? In case you look, porn is fine again, but you shouldn't be rooting for this company. They're not an underdog. They're the Goliath Jeffrey Epstein here.
Well, they're just a
people
corporation
are
like any
shit.
other.
Yeah.
God,
They're
that big and only
huge.
80 employees for all of their fucking
Yes.
websites. Holy shit.
Yeah.
3.5 billion, and they had only 80 employees. Apparently now in the last year they doubled that number though. So it may be 160, but they may just also be a rumor. Who knows?
Oh my
Unbelievable.
God. It's fucking crazy. Well, speaking of unbelievable, Andrew, I think there's something you wanted to talk about.
That's right. I have 2 unbelievable things to tell you about, and I'm going to tell you about them in a believable fashion. Because first you need to know that I've been thinking a lot about my personal self-care routine lately. But the problem is that every time I thought about it, I just had no idea where to start. I'd go, well, what do I do? What cleanser do I use? Maybe try new shampoo? I don't know. No. I don't even need to think about it because I can use Hawthorne. Hawthorne is a premium tailored personal care brand that's making it easy for guys to feel and smell your best. You can start with a quiz asking you things like, what's your favorite drink? How do you spend a night out? Are you a smoker? And you can get in there and give them the nitty gritty of your personality. And you might be wondering, well...
Yes, and yes.
Well, you might be wondering, why do I have the same exact answers as Kaya? And then you can take that knowledge and you can upgrade your self-care routine because Hawthorne will give you a fun and convenient way to get superior high-quality products using that questionnaire to tailor them to your specific needs. Hawthorne will even take the risk out of it by giving you free shipping on your order and returns, and if you don't like your products, they will retailer them based on your feedback. You can do what I did and take Hawthorne's quiz today and get started on your personalized self-care routine by going to hawthorne.co and using promo code official to get 10% off of your first purchase. That's HAWTHORNE.co, promo code official. Hawthorne.co with promo code official for 10% off of your first purchase. If you are looking into self-care and you just don't know what to do, but you like answering questions, you're going to want to use Hawthorne. And here's the thing, guys. Hawthorne is giving 10% off of your first purchase, and that's great. But unfortunately, Hawthorne's offer only applies to Hawthorne purchases. What if you want to start saving money on other purchases? Things that you buy from anywhere. I know. Is this a double-decker? You better believe it is, because it's time to talk about honey.
Oh, I'm so lucky to hear this.
Take
it home, Andrew.
I might fall to my knees and cry because I get to speak about honey right in this moment in time. Imagine this. Christmas is coming. By the time this episode airs, it hasn't happened yet. You still have time. And you're going to be buying this thing called gifts. It might have been around for Christmas for a long time. I don't know. Scientists are still debating on it. But what you cannot debate is honey will help you save money on those gifts. They are helping pay $1 million worth of gifts this year. I said worth like Will Smith. With Honey, you can also make a list of holiday gifts that you want from certain stores. And Honey will email you when the price drops on anything on your list. There is no purchase necessary to enter into Honey's $1 million worth of gifts giveaway. You need a PayPal account to redeem the prize, and it is only valid in the US. It ends on the 21st of December of 2020. Honey itself is a free browser extension that sits in your browser and searches for free promo codes. So even if you don't happen to be a lucky winner of that $1 million gift giveaway, you can get some money saved into your pocket with Honey. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/official. That's joinhoney.com/official. It's not Christmas yet. By the time this airs, you still have time. Get off your ass, or actually sit in a comfy office chair and get on your computer and go to joinhoney.com/official.
So many good deals.
So many savings. But can we please get back to the pornography? It's the reason I'm here.
More like lack thereof, because Pornhub's dead, and that's probably the end of that.
What people
Do you guys
need,
really think it's gonna be
people
dead
need
now?
porn? No.
Well, no.
Significantly
that's not what he's
weakened,
saying,
probably.
Jackson. But I think there will be a migration to other porn
There's
sites until they
definitely-
too face some scrutiny.
Yeah.
The funniest part was that I know I just said this, but I go on Reddit because, of course, I heard this news and I immediately went, oh, the Coomers on Reddit, they gotta be so fucking pissed. I'm gonna go mine some salt on Reddit. And I go, it's people posting, oh, they removed all the rape and child porn supposedly. My favorites list went down from 150 videos to just 11. What happened? You're openly posting this? Have you no shame?
That's the one that always gets me. People are so goddamn terrible at diversifying their assets. Oh my god,
That's what you're worried about.
Pornhub is fucking
problem
decimated.
Andrew
How am
takes.
I going to masturbate for the rest of my life? I don't get
Andrew
it.
just wants to teach them how to properly diversify their
Don't
portfolios.
put your eggs all in one basket for anything. Why would you only have one porn website?
You should run a seminar.
I should show up in like a Wolf of Wall Street suit and just tell people how to get all their pornography together.
Analyst Andrew is downgrading his rating for Pornhub.
That's going to be my master class. I tell you how to most efficiently jack off.
Well, actually, a while ago, Charlie, you asked in our private chat if we download our porn and if you like save
That's
it
what I was
anywhere
thinking.
because
Yeah.
because I guess your favorite porns used to get removed occasionally, Charlie. So how do you feel about it now? You must feel pretty smug about yourself.
Well, a little bit.
Wait, you just...
Well, the ones before any accusations get made, the ones that were removed were removed because it's gone
it wasn't
ages.
this wave of rape videos. Charlie was talking about completely legal porn that just got removed for whatever
Old age. They
Copyright.
so
Yeah,
It's
it's
Charlie's videos on barely legal teens. Yeah.
Yeah, so like RedTube for a while would remove some of its oldest videos, and those were a lot of the ones I was talking about. So yeah, those are kind of lost to time. And no, I never downloaded them because when you guys told me no, I was like, oh, I guess it's just kind of weird to download them. So I just never did.
I think it is. I don't download videos or images or anything. I think that's
Me neither.
like a hoarding
I
mentality.
used to when I was younger, but it was just because it was like I still had that mental thing of like, oh, I'm logging onto porn and my parents are going to check the history. Oh, I got to be careful. They won't find this folder hidden on it because, you know, he shared a family computer. But after I got my own computer, I stopped giving a flying fuck about any of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, you know, when you're young, I get it. But once you have it out of your system, I don't know. I guess I personally never had a super favorite porn video that I just had to save.
Plus, why I don't really understand why you would go back to the same video or the same picture when there's so many out there. Like, jerking off to the same thing every time sounds really boring to me.
There's gotta be people so pissed that they curated a long favorites list just for years and years, like 10 years, and then all of it's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
All
also
time
on
and
Reddit
effort.
right now, Kaya. People are fucking upset. They're like, this is the content
They
Pornhub
are.
was made for. What are they doing?
Yeah, are you on the Pornhub subreddit?
No, I'm actually just going through like the news and reading the comments. Some of the top ones are like, oh my god, there's no reason to even watch porn anymore.
Yeah, I'm on the Pornhub subreddit.
Wow.
The good stuff is there too. One of them is fuck me. Hang on, let me.
So Pornhub, I'm checking the numbers here. Pornhub deleted 10 million videos, but they still have 2.9 million, and people are upset.
Well,
yeah,
they
but
lost
it's
all
not
their rape
extra
ones.
small teen, barely legals.
Yeah.
Ugh.
God.
Victims of sex trafficking, Andrew. That's what people go on Pornhub for. Girls do porn. You know that debacle?
Oh, was that the one where they lied to the girls and then coerced them into it? I remember that scandal.
They lied to the girls, coerced them into it, told them that if they don't do the scene for like 10th of the pay, they will not get paid at all, or they can't go back home because their flights would be canceled. One of them was locked out of her own hotel room because turns out the porn company didn't bother to book a hotel for her. Turns out all the dudes had sexually transmissible diseases that they didn't tell the girls about. Some of the girls didn't even get to have their own contracts that they signed. The company took the only copy. So yeah, those girls kind of got, you know, you could argue they were raped at that point.
Like legal rape, it sounds like. Well, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it's
I don't
not
know if
really
it's
legal.
Scummy at best. Anyway, Pornhub then, you know, the guys are in prison now. One of the girls was murdered. The guys are in prison that ran that scam, and it took Pornhub like still a week for one of their 80 employees to remove those videos from Pornhub. And you can still find them on Pornhub apparently, at least before the purge.
I can't find anything on the people behind that. The girls do porn.
Just type in girls do porn.
Yeah, let me
I have
let me
like
just do that.
67 tabs here. I can send you an article later.
Yeah, I want to read more about that.
Is it like Bang Bus and Casting Couch kind of shit?
Kinda, I guess. Here, I put the article in our chat. Anyway, hang on. This commenter on Reddit says, "Fuck me, it's really all gone, huh? Pretty much all hentai, animated SFM, Blender stuff is gone. My playlist went from 150 vids to 11. The same goes for Asian stuff, JAV. Even lots of normal amateur porn. My lists and favorites have just been absolutely nuked from orbit and decimated. Surely there must have been another way? Or at least give the people some time to verify their stuff before insta-deleting it?"
I feel so fucking bad for that guy. There's nowhere else on the internet to find hentai.
Yeah, his life is over.
His life is done. Pornhub was known for hentai. Yeah.
That's another thing. It's like, oh, this is such an assault on porn. Dude, what is more ubiquitous on the internet than porn? That you're fine. You'll be okay.
Diversify your assets. It's the number one rule of the internet. Everything can be taken down at any time. Don't harbor just one website. I'm telling you.
Oh, well, actually, this is a situation where downloading those videos from the website to your own folder actually would have paid off, I guess. They should have been doing that instead
That's
of
what Kaya was saying, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Pornhub disabled that days ago, immediately in fear.
Yeah.
What silly shit.
Yeah, entirely preventable, I would say. I'm sure there was ways to just like, oh, this is a rape video. We'll take it down.
Sorry, I just have to read this one. "Rip to anyone who bought a lifetime of premium for Black Friday. You're not getting your money's worth, even at a discount. Sorry." Those people got the worst deal.
Yeah, that was indeed the worst deal.
What a funny fucking day. I guess Matt Walsh finally got his wishes. You guys remember that?
I do remember Matt Walsh.
He made some.
He's probably the one that's madder than anyone, I bet.
Which one was Matt Walsh?
The guy who hates porn. Or says he hates porn.
He wanted to ban all porn, and we goaded our listeners into sending him porn. That guy.
Yeah, turning him into like a porn hentai icon.
Right.
That was a fun week. My mentions were amazing that week.
Yeah. It's a whole bunch of pictures of naked Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
I kind of
Getting
miss
railed. Well, he got at least a small victory, even if he can't ban all porn.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the topic, I guess. I can't think of anything else about it.
So what did you want to bring up, Andrew? You said you had a topic you wanted to get
Yes,
to hit on?
I found this out on my stream a couple days ago. Did you guys know you can sue children?
I can't say I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I brought this up as a joke, and I went, can you actually like sue children, or do you have to be like, you know, over a certain age or something to sue? And no, apparently in 1955, a 5-year-old was sued for causing a woman to fall down and hurt herself.
Good.
That'll teach him.
Finally.
So the case was Garrett v. Bailey, and there was this old woman named Ruth Garrett who was going to sit on a chair, and this little kid named Brian Daly pushed her chair out of the way when she went to sit, and she fell and hurt herself. So
Like
she sued the child, and the court ruled in her favor, saying the child was old enough to know that moving the chair would cause her to get hurt.
Aw.
How much did she win?
Oh, I'm reading. I didn't read the whole article. It's kind of long, but apparently
binder
it's like a
full of
landmark
cards.
case that they teach in law school.
He had to
Are
give
they
her all
garnishing
his
his
pocket
wages?
He's still
what
he's
did they
still
take from
paying
him?
for it today.
She took his prized marble collection.
Yeah, his Bobby car and Legos, his Playmobil.
Apparently, children as young as 4 can be sued as long as they have an adult representative take on their defense.
Oh,
No,
it'd be
the
so
child
much
should
better
re-
if they had a child
Yeah,
representative.
the
instead.
child should definitely defend themselves, like the boss baby or something.
Yeah, so then if you were the parent, wouldn't you just say not defend the kid?
I guess,
If he-
maybe.
If he has to have representation in courts, just don't give him the representation, then the kid can't get sued.
Well, doesn't he
Is
just
this still a thing,
auto-lose?
or has this been like... Can you do this still today?
What's 2 children?
I don't know. It happened back in
Yeah.
1955, so it might have just been one of those things where it's like, what the fuck were we doing? But who knows?
I think
is
Maybe he was
amazing.
mature for his age.
I think that's a good thing. I don't think kids should have immunity. Like when you hear about those kids that like kill people and they only get like juvenile detention for it because they're like 14, I say fuck that.
Yeah.
Once you kill someone,
You
it's
should-
kind of...
You should also
Yeah.
be able to sue the disabled, old folks with Alzheimer's, anyone who can't defend themselves. Let's throw the book at them.
Nah.
Can you imagine being
Kids suck,
4 and
though.
getting a life sentence? That would suck so hard.
Oh, they might have earned
Like,
it.
I really
though.
enjoyed...
Well,
Holy shit.
all right. What about this? So children can be like taken to court or sued, but the jury is made up of children as well.
Ooh.
I think that would work.
And the judge is
Yeah,
also
a
a
jury of
child.
his peers. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's children's court.
The judge
That
should
is a
also be a
perfect
child. and
TV show.
He gives out like children's punishments, like he has to eat a whole plate of Play-Doh or something.
Holy shit! Yeah, why don't we do this?
Yes.
It could be like a Judge Judy thing, but with children.
That is a really
Actually,
good idea for a TV show. Actually,
That's
Kids
pretty
Court.
adorable. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd watch
baby
Kids
courts.
Court.
We-
That sounds fun. I'd watch that.
Until the crime
finally
gets
might-
serious.
Yeah.
We can realize my idea of giving them super soakers and having them deal out with that.
Executed by Super Soaker.
Yeah, the firing squad.
Capital punishment.
Yeah, they line them up at a brick wall and throw water balloons at them
And
while
then-
they're blindfolded.
And then once we make enough money off of our YouTube subscriptions on the show, we hire Bob Odenkirk as Saul Goodman to come and actually defend one of the kids. Oh, that would be so much fun.
Yeah, they can handle their like play disputes in a court. I think
That's
a good
so
idea.
cute.
Oh, yeah. But it'll be like 40 minutes of, he started it. No, he started it.
Oh, wow.
Order!
This can
Jesus.
wait. This is still happening. In 2010, there was a lawsuit of a child running into an elderly man with her bike and causing injury. She was 4 years and 9 months old, and she was sued.
How much?
So yeah,
I
you
want to know
can,
how much they
you can
win.
still do
for?
this. Wow.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I want to know how much they win off of suing the kid.
Apparently, there's laws in
It has
place to cap it. In Washington, if you sue a minor, you can only get up to $5,000 in liability.
What a waste! What a waste!
What kind of 5-year-old has $5,000?
I
guess-
assume you're basically just suing the parents
Yeah,
by
you just take
proxy.
it suing
So
the
most
parents.
most laws take it that you're suing the kid and then by proxy also their guardian for negligence or whatever. So that's
Yeah.
usually what the lawsuit becomes.
$5,000 as a cap though wouldn't even recoup your lawyer fees. Like that's just you're
That's
literally
that's
throwing away
probably
money.
why. That's probably why people don't sue children.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd have to be really
Well,
fucking
what-
mad at a child
kind
to
of-
just take a loss like that.
Yeah, that's well. Let's look at the bigger picture. What kind of piece of shit sues a child? They're children. They make mistakes.
Nah, I'd,
Like,
I'd
fuck.
sue a kid. I would sue a kid just to make a fucking point if they were a real douchebag.
Yeah, it has to be out of spite. And
Yeah.
Yes.
So does this go on their permanent record? So if you like sue a kid for pooping his pants, can you get them on the sex offender registry or something?
It smelled bad on the subway, so I brought my lawyer in to negotiate it.
Public urination because they shit their diapers.
Yeah.
Hey, here's my 5-year-old Bobby. He's a felon.
He gets a prison tattoo.
Yeah, he's got one of those like teardrops.
Yeah. What gang do you think the 5-year-old joins to stay safe?
The baby gang.
The baby
The
gang,
White
a little
Brotherhood.
baby gang in fucking Rikers Island, just running the show. Oh, it's so cute.
That is kind of cute, but you don't want babies in prison.
No, it's probably the last place you'd want babies.
Yeah, probably.
No, those people are jerks.
Yeah, they're real meanie people.
What a
in there.
controversial opinion, Kaya.
Most prisoners are just kind of mean.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Oh no, I meant the people suing. I mean, I get if some kid pulls the chair from underneath you and you break your
Yeah.
ass or something,
Yeah.
you're gonna be pissed. But to sue the 5-year-old,
Look, there's nothing wrong with suing a minor. Like, if someone is 16 and they beat the shit out of you or, I don't know, shoot you or whatever, yeah, you can sue them and the parents. That makes sense. But if they're a fucking, like, 4-year-old and they're like, ha ha ha, and they just accidentally hurt you, like, what the fuck are you suing them for?
I think at 10 years old, there's enough information process there to know certain things. Like, if I hit this person with a baseball bat, it will hurt. So if you just get your shit kicked in by a 10-year-old, I think at that point it's like okay to take it to the extreme and sue and go wild.
I agree. I think there's you got to analyze the child and be like, look, were they really trying to hurt you? And then you go from there. But if you have a fucking 4-year-old riding her little tricycle around and she runs into your leg on accident, I don't think.
Well, there could be more to the story. Like, maybe she flipped the finger on the way down and said, like, fuck you, old man, or something. Like, there could
she said,
be a
I'm
lot
doing
more.
this on purpose. Yeah, ran over his
I'm
foot.
riding my bike with intent to cause injury. Watch out.
I'm breaking all the legal loopholes.
This is assault and battery!
In the first degree of the state's nomenclature.
Hits the Auga horn on the way by. Andrew, I think you wanted to tell us about something?
I was going to say, speaking of the Awooga horn, I've got to sound my own Awooga horn for Fiverr, because I can't convey this in earnest enough over the air, but I use Fiverr all the goddamn time, and I really, really love Fiverr. My fucking intro song for my streams, I got it commissioned on Fiverr about a month ago, and it came out amazing. Fiverr is legitimately just talented people, if anything, underselling themselves, because some of the things that you can get for the price is phenomenal. Fiverr is a website where you go on there and you go, hey, I need someone who has a skill. What do I need? Maybe I need a musician to write me a song. Maybe I need a writer to help me with some lyrics for that song. Maybe I need an editor to make some movies. Maybe I need an actor to teach me courses. Maybe anything. If
a lawyer
maybe
to
I
sue
need
a minor.
Maybe I need a lawyer to sue a minor. If you need someone who has a skill and you want to pay for that skill, Fiverr has got it. Go on there, search for whatever you need. They've got programmers, graphic designers, editors, copywriters, so much stuff. If you just have a tiny little job or you need someone's talent and you just need it quick, you go on there, you pop in the little fee, and they give you your product, and you can negotiate with them on prices. You can get specifically customized stuff. If you're not happy with it, you can send it back to them and go, no, I want a revision. Everyone sets up their own little marketplace. And if someone at Fiverr happens to be a douche and you're kind of scared, you're like, oh, I don't know, maybe this guy will take my money and run. Take my money and run. Fiverr has 24/7 customer service. So you can reach out and be like, that guy's an asshole. And they'll be like, you're right, that guy is an asshole. Here's all of your money back, or however they choose to handle the situation. I love Fiverr. I use it all the time. And you can check out Fiverr and receive 10% off of your first order by using code official. That's Fiverr.com, 2 R's, code official, to get 10% off. Fiverr.com, code official. Please use Fiverr. I use it for so many different things. They've got like all sorts of things, man. They have people who will record narration and people who will teach you stuff and cooks who will give you recipes and like, oh, I love Fiverr. It's the best. Global
everything.
network of on-demand freelance talent. That's their little tagline, and nothing simplifies it better than that. I love Fiverr.
Amen.
Well, that was my topic. What do you guys got?
What do you got, Jackson?
So everyone hates Cyberpunk.
Hates is a strong word.
No, they do.
Yeah, hates is a strong
They do.
word.
They really hate it.
No, I think they're they like it. They're just disappointed. Which, of course, they were going to be
Project Red Light.
because of all.
Have
the
you
hype.
guys seen the frame rate on console? I can't believe they were able to actually sell that game.
Why?
It
what
runs
is the frame rate?
Kaya, it literally doesn't go above like 20 frames per second at any point, even just like standing
really?
still.
Even on the
it's a disaster.
PlayStation 5?
It's a disaster.
PlayStation 5
this is the caveat. It's on the older systems. If you have like the Xbox Series X or whatever, it doesn't do this. But on the PS4 and on the Xbox One, it does this.
Another caveat to that: this is the game they were the consoles they were designing the game for. This game has been in development for like 8 years, and they advertised
That's a good point.
for those consoles.
I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just trying to say that's not how it runs everywhere. That's just how it runs on the lower end stuff.
So how long has it been in development? You said
about 8 years. Yeah.
Jesus. How do you still have a bug where your dick is hanging out of your pants? I was
may
like
be a
wheezing
feature.
when that happened to me on the stream. How the fuck did that happen? Did you guys get that one?
I used to just take my pants off. I heard someone in chat told me if you take your pants off in front of the enemies and have your dick out, they react to it, but it didn't happen for me, so I did it like 8 times, hoping that maybe it would work.
I mean, you take off the pants, but there's still boxes on.
Yeah, I know, that was pretty disappointing.
In game, it'll show you naked in your inventory screen, but you can't run around with your dick flopping in the real world. But what happened to me was I had my pants on, but my dick was out, and just my dick.
In the game,
and there was
or
a
in
bug
the
in the
screen?
game. Oh, in the game? No, well, I think in the inventory screen actually.
Yeah.
Does someone have a
that's
link to
happened
the
to
video
me.
on our?
That has happened to me as well. Like the dick just pokes through the jeans.
Okay.
Yeah, like how the fuck do you not notice this during development over the last
QA.
8 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many
NPCs
fucking
walking
bugs in
through
this game.
walls. They walk through cars. The cars are somehow clipping through everything. I don't know who the fuck was in charge of
Oh, the driving's
car
a
physics,
disaster.
but the driving is a disaster. Am I the only? Okay, so I'm not the only one who noticed that. It feels like you're driving a water balloon. It feels weird.
Yeah.
I don't like the
That
driving.
and like almost every other room that I run into, I see the exact same NPC, the identical NPC spawned across from itself, like identical twins all across the world.
Oh, I haven't had that. I mean, you're right though. There's the game is so buggy. It might be. I don't know if it's as buggy as Skyrim and such were when they released or Oblivion or Fallout.
But the thing is, Jackson, those games worked on like every platform they were on. Like the game would play. Like from PS4, this game is genuinely unplayable. Like it should.
No, it's the footage from Digital Foundry just came out today on the base Xbox, which was already underpowered. It sometimes dips into like 10 frames a second. It's insane.
It's disgusting.
How this passed certification. It's a downright scam. It's not playable. It crashes constantly and hangs up. There was a moment where he was just driving down the street and it froze for like there was a time on the screen that counted down. It was frozen for a minute and like 20 seconds, and then it just it doesn't crash.
Wow.
It just
Can you refund on consoles?
Yes, they are doing refunds.
Actually, no. So CD Projekt Red released a statement saying we'll allow refunds, etc. But that's technically up to Microsoft and PlayStation. And apparently CD Projekt Red didn't clear it with Microsoft or PlayStation. And Microsoft and PlayStation are still rejecting refunds. So,
Oh God,
Jesus.
they sound like assholes.
I mean, these
So
are
what
the
the
good
fuck
guys.
happened
Does
here?
anyone
Because
remember? No, shush. Does anyone remember when CD Projekt Red were like the heroes of
They
the
still
gaming
are.
industry?
They
Like,
still
Yeah,
One
you didn't have to
ago?
shush me, you son of a bitch. That's what I was about to ask. Like, all I've
they're
ever
not.
heard
Shut
of
the
that
fuck up.
company-
Jackson's talking.
Jackson had a point, Kaya.
Jackson has a point. I want to hear it.
Sorry.
I said
Debunk me, go.
I've said my piece. What? Can you say?
Okay, I was gonna say
What you were gonna say?
everything I've ever
Whoa, wait.
heard of CD Projekt Red was positive. Like everything. I've never heard a piece of criticism that they're the masters of video game design. They made The
Yeah.
Witcher. They made this and that. So what the fuck happened?
I remember the
They're
Witcher
one-hit
3
wonder?
run. Like, no. Witcher 2 and Witcher 3 are apparently really good games. They're not my cup of tea,
Same.
but they are apparently really good games.
Yeah, I don't like them either, to be honest. But I like the company. The company like actually does did in the past do some like actual good shit for like their platform GOG, Good Old Games. I like what they do with that, and I like the way they like respect the community to a certain degree. But this game is like actually just spitting in their face. They did everything that every other company gets criticized for. They had a year-long consistent crunch for their employees. They released this completely incomplete, buggy product. Like they did a lot of bad shit with this
I wouldn't
one.
I wouldn't say it's incomplete. There's definitely aspects of it that have been neutered. Like their vision clearly wasn't fulfilled. But it's still a complete package to me. It's not like any different to any other
Rushed.
open world
Rushed
action
would be a
game.
better word.
Oh, definitely rushed. Yeah, you can
It's
see
not
that in
really-
the details.
Can you call it complete when like 10 frames a second are missing?
No, well, I was gonna add an addendum onto that I played on PC and didn't experience like really any issues in my playthrough, so I
Really?
still enjoyed it quite a bit. I mean, there's the
Oh, me too.
you know the minor things like the cars flipping once every like 10 hours or so, or small things like that I can just kind of brush off.
During the Pan Am
I
quest line,
encountered my frame rate was fine and it's crashed only once. Outside of that, I
it
also
hasn't
only
crashed
had
at all for me.
goofy bugs.
But I'm well aware that most 90% of people playing this game aren't going to have the same kind of rig that I have, as well as like they're playing it on base consoles and such, which were advertised as, you know, you would expect them to be working. So I completely agree that it shouldn't be released.
Cyberpunk is sitting at a 50% for the old consoles on Metacritic, not the user score, the critic score.
Yeah, I can't believe it's even at that high for the consoles.
Okay, well, I can explain that. It's because CD Projekt Red didn't allow reviewers console code before the game released, and not only that, the people who did get early access codes, they added they specified in the review contract that they're not allowed to show their own footage. They're only allowed to show CD Projekt Red approved B-roll footage during the review.
Oh, wow, that's horrendous.
That is
wow.
So no
what
console
is the
codes
user
were,
score?
So the user score on the last gen consoles is predictably like 20, 30. But here's the interesting one. On the PC version, which I guess you would argue is like the optimal version, it's at an...
it works better than console.
It's at an 89% critic for Metacritic, which makes sense. But for user, it's at a 7. That is much lower than I expected. Yeah.
I also had quite a few problems on PC. Like for the Pan Am quest line, I'd have times where I couldn't get the quest to start. For example, like one of Pan Am's last quests, she kept going to one location and locking herself out of the quest. So what I ended up having to do was restart the game twice, reload saves multiple times, and then I eventually got it by just driving across the map and going to where she was supposed to be, and then she finally spawned there. So I had
definitely a lot of stuff like that.
I had a lot of problems with some of the quests.
I'm somewhat familiar with like Eurojank stuff though, so I'm kind of like I don't know. I'm kind of okay with small things.
It's not small though. It took me like 20 minutes to get that quest.
I'm not saying that's small. That just hasn't happened to me. If that did happen to me, I'd be annoyed about that.
Yeah,
like an entire quest line not working. But like the small things, like people's faces not loading in properly or twin spawning, I'm like usually okay with.
What would you rate the game if it did work and had no bugs?
I really love the setting and the characters and the world, so I actually quite enjoyed the story. So probably like a 8.
So let me step in on that, because I actually did not buy it because I was kind of on the fence whether or not I really cared. Would you recommend the game for someone like me, someone sitting on the fence, kind of like, I don't know, is it worth it?
If you're not interested, I'm so happy that I didn't get hyped for this game. Mm-hmm. Like I'm so happy that I went in with just like, this is going to be, you know, pretty standard open world game, story game. I was pleasantly whelmed, I would say. For you, I think you would feel the same since you don't have that hype, but I would still just wait like 6 months for them to iron over the issues anyway.
My current plan is wait till big patches come out, wait till some DLC comes out, and then hop into it. Because right now, based on what I'm seeing, it just doesn't, like, it looks fine, but as an experience, it doesn't look that fulfilling or, you know, interesting, to be honest.
It is not by far, but definitely the best looking game I've ever seen and played. The setting is
when
really
there's some
good.
bugs.
Yeah. All right, I'll wait for some big patches then. That sounds like a good idea.
Cranking on ray tracing and stuff, even though it fucking destroys your performance, is so.
Bro, I thought ray tracing
cool.
made it look worse, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and so the ray tracing in this game, all it really does is like turn up the fucking sun. So like when I had ray tracing on, all it would do was blind me anytime I wasn't in Night City. So I couldn't like fucking see anything with ray tracing on.
Really?
Yeah,
that's weird.
That
looks
sound
great
like a bug.
Me.
I don't. Maybe, I guess, but it looked like fucking shit. Like on stream when ray tracing was on, they'd tell me to turn it off because this looked bad.
That's
weird. Might have been a bug. It looks fine for me too. Yeah.
You got ray tracing on as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got it on max settings, so I mean, it looks okay.
God, I can't believe that this is happening. The fucking IGN review for Xbox One and PS4 Cyberpunk is a 4 out of 10.
That's too high. It doesn't work. It does not work.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's more baffling, like that these big paid off reviewers are giving it that low, or the fact that they released it in that bad of a state. I mean, what's to stop them from saying, hey guys, the next gen versions are out now, but we're still working on the other versions to make them run better, and then just
because they had been advertising it for 8 years as having like as it working on consoles. They already had so many fucking pre-orders for that. And we saw how the last delay went. Like, people were angry that they delayed it again.
They only delayed it like a month, if that.
Yeah. Yeah, there were so the game is interesting because the bugs I think can be patched out and fixed in like a month or two, but it still is pretty much a fundamentally shallow RPG. I wouldn't even really call it an RPG.
Can they? They had 8 years. The new generation of consoles wasn't even announced 8 years ago. These guys started developing this for the last generation, and they still somehow
that's what I mean.
Ended up with 20 frames. I don't know if they can fix it.
I think they'll be able to fix most of the performance issues. They might just turn down settings and stuff to optimize it. Apparently, in their apology, they posted an apology yesterday, and they basically said, no. Sorry, it was in an emergency shareholder conference call thing. They said that they didn't bother with current gen consoles. That was their exact
emergency shareholder.
Let me find
Holy shit! Is it public?
Yeah,
that is awesome. I want to hear the shareholders hold their feet to the fire.
Yeah,
but while Jackson finds it, Andrew, do you want to take us into the next part?
I do, Charlie, and I knew that you would ask me to take you guys into the next part because I know that you're sitting comfortably right now. I think all of us are sitting comfortably right now. You know how I can tell? It's got nothing to do with the chair, nothing to do with the ambient temperature, not the fact that we're all allegedly in our own homes. No. It's the fact that our asses are coated in some wonderful micro-modal underwear made by MeUndies.
Yes, sir.
Our friends at MeUndies will have the next big festive thing for you listening. They can curate a list of stuff for your friends and give them what they'll really want this year to soften your holiday stress. Do you know what that thing is? Well, it's that micromodal underwear I was talking about. That's right. It's time to get some MeUndies sustainably soft undies, PJ sets, slippers, and more. All four of us wear MeUndies. My throat is getting dry. There we go. All four of us here on this podcast. We would show you, but it's mostly an audio show, so that's kind of pointless. But what we can show you...
I want to get banned on YouTube.
What we can show you is the sincerity in our voices as I tell you, we love MeUndies. They are soft. They are comfortable. They are wonderful underwear, and they come in way too many patterns to even bother to keep track of. MeUndies is great. All four of us wear it. I can confirm. I believe I've seen it personally. MeUndies also has a great offer for our listeners or any first-time purchasers. You can get 15% off and free shipping if you want some of this disgustingly comfortable underwear, which we wear time and time again. They have a problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any of their products for any reason, they will refund or exchange it. No caveats, no questions. They don't care. Open your box, look at your underwear, say, I don't like it. Great. Get your money back or get a new pair. That's it. You can get 15% off your first order and free shipping by going to MeUndies.com/official. That's MeUndies.com/official for some of the softest underwear you may ever wear. That comes in, like thousands of colors and patterns. It's ridiculous. They also, a lot of people don't know this, they make underwear for women as well. So if you're out there and a woman and saying, oh, I don't care about these boys' boxer shorts, you don't have to wear the underwear we wear. It's okay. They have underwear made for you. MeUndies.com/official for 15% off of your first order, free shipping, underwear that all four of us actually legitimately wear and love.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
You got the shareholders meeting, Jackson?
Yeah, so the shareholder asked to CD Projekt Red, their representative, board ignored the warnings about last gen issues. Was game delivered anyway because you wanted to deliver this game this year? Launch is important, or you underestimated how bad it really is? And then the CD Projekt Red director or whatever, the studio head, CEO, replied, we focused too much on PC performance and didn't bother much with last-gen consoles. That is the exact quote. He genuinely said they didn't bother much with last-gen consoles. The consoles they had been planning to release it on the entire time and advertising it for.
Well, you see, Jackson, you're not a real gamer unless you have a strong PC, and CD Projekt Red only cares about gamers, not fake fans.
Wow.
Yeah. Fucking idiots.
Was this a leak,
buying a
Jackson,
game for their
or...
console. No, this is a public shareholder call.
Is CD Projekt Red or whatever the fuck the public company?
Yep, they're publicly traded.
Huh, I didn't know that.
They're big. Their valuation was insane due to this game.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I am curious to see how what happens from here out if they like keep their bad boy reputation in the industry now, or if they'll, redeem
No
themselves.
fucking way. They don't even have a bad boy reputation right now, Jackson. You know how many people I saw saying things like, why are they even reviewing the game right now if it's clearly not ready? They should just wait for the patches. It's actually really dishonest for IGN to even deliver this review right now. Clearly, CD Projekt Red wasn't ready. So why not wait until it's ready for the review?
Charlie, I fucking hate that shit. We've had this conversation so many times, like with Anthem, where people are like,
yeah.
remember like 2 weeks before the game release, don't worry, a patch will fix all the issues. They do it with every single game. Right? Imagine being that delusional.
It's so sad.
2 weeks is nothing in game development time. 2 months isn't anything in game development time. This game's been in the oven for 8 years. 2 months of optimization wouldn't do shit. Reports had come out like a month or so ago. Well, at the delay, that the game wasn't in good condition. Obviously, that's the reason for the delay. So people were like, don't worry, 2 months, they'll fix every issue. The game will be perfect.
Yeah, I wonder if they ever get tired of being wrong, like professionally and criminally wrong.
I know, it's insane. It's every single fucking time with every game that has a poor beta performance or whatever, that it's just that's coming.
Every single
kind of
Reddit for the game too, it's always like, keep in mind this is only the beta. Every problem you're experiencing is going right to the team and they're going to be addressing it seriously by the time launch comes around in 4 days. It will be fixed by then, so don't worry.
Yeah, it's not marketed as a beta.
Yeah. Well, that's what a lot of people are calling it. They're just like, oh, this is just them getting the game out because they know people wanted it so badly and they're going to fix it for us. It's actually very sweet of them to have this out for Christmas. I've seen so much of that on Twitter. So much.
I'm not just talking about Cyberpunk. I'm talking about any game where like there's issues before launch that are clear. And then people are like, don't worry, it'll be fixed for launch. No,
it sounds
what they're
more
showing
like,
is probably pretty representative of what the final copy is going to be. Otherwise, they wouldn't be showing it.
Sounds more like them running out of funds and putting the game out to get some more in case they feel like fixing it later.
No, what it feels like
they want
is
to see how well it does, how many
No.
copies it sells, and then depending on that, they may fix it.
No.
Rather than just fixing it.
I think
They're publicly traded.
Yeah, I think what happened here is they couldn't delay it any further, or else the employees would literally be dropping fucking dead at their computers with the crunch time and the overtime.
Well, I don't think they're let off the hook right now, Charlie. I don't think now that the game's released, they're suddenly set free to roam pastures.
True.
I think they're being whipped just as hard right now. Honestly, it's probably harder. I think it is. I think it's mainly just the probably shareholders pushing for it to release before Christmas.
That's more likely, I suppose.
Well,
I mean,
there's
it
a
would have been
reputation gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, The Witcher 3 also released in pretty bad state, and that got patched pretty quickly, if I recall correctly. And now that's like gaming's favorite game of all time.
People, especially on Reddit, can't ever shut up about how amazing the Witcher series is, especially the third one.
Yeah. So I am expecting that this game will be fixed, but again, I don't think that they can fix like the deeper issues with the game. Like the AI is dog shit in the game. Like the cops are useless. They just spawn on you whenever you commit a crime, and then if you walk down the street, they disappear.
They forget. Yeah, I noticed that too. You can kill like every police officer, and then just go into a Ripper dock, and they all despawn immediately.
Yeah, it's pretty yeah. Well, what was the point of giving your character like a fully modeled penis or vagina or tits when there's no game use for it at all? You can't even get it out in game. I don't get
Customization.
Yeah, Jackson.
The point is in itself. It's for its own sake. You get to choose
like
between two dicks.
It seemed like just a thing like to get attention.
It definitely was an attention grab. It played no role, and there was only 3 dick options. It's not like you could even customize it. You had 3 pubic hair options and 3 dick options. Like, what the fuck was the point?
And it literally only got them negative attention. There was like a dozen articles about how this is the new trans holocaust or something, and fucking Kotaku and Polygon. So it didn't even get them good attention.
That was like last year, if I recall.
Yeah, it was because of the marketing.
Like last month. No, these were recent articles. It wasn't last year.
That's well, no, it's been going on for quite a while. I remember that
Yeah, it's
as soon as they
ongoing.
showed the game.
Reset Era is still melting down to this day. There's like hundreds. There's a thread.
Yeah,
the
well,
only thread that Reset Era
nice.
has on this game is about how it's trans genocide, and it has 100 something pages of people melting down. So it didn't even get them good press. So what was the point? You can't even run around with your dick flopping.
It has to be like feature creep, right? Like they just wanted to do so many things with the game. Maybe there was a goal for the penis, but it just got cut.
The design doc with all the goals and assets for the penis.
I mean, there's just so many aspects of the game that feel like they didn't fully deliver on what they wanted to do, though. So, I don't know.
Yeah, like
It
all of
definitely feels like it was twofold on too ambitious, and then I don't know what to call it, technological creep, where it's like as the game kept getting delayed, technology and consoles kept changing, and all the demands for the game kept changing, so they just got to play catch up on it. And not, like you can't release a game you projected in 2012 in 2020 without making major overhauls to it, then it'll be a shitty game.
Yeah, I
True,
think
was the ray
I think
tracing
it was
even-
announced. No,
it wasn't that
wasn't.
popular
Ray
in
tracing's-
2012.
It's still not popular now. It's still extremely demanding now. Like not many people are able to play.
Only a
with
handful
ray
of
tracing.
AAA games run it, and a lot of games that run it don't even benefit from it. Ironically, the only game I've seen that really benefits and looks amazing from it is Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft looks incredible with ray tracing, but every other game I've seen with it, it's like, yeah, it adds a little bit, but it's not worth it.
It's definitely not worth the performance hit usually. Yeah. But DLSS is so that's the technological leap for me. I don't know how the fuck that works. You guys know about DLSS?
Explain it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you run the game. It's a NVIDIA thing. You run the game at a lower resolution internally, but then like AI super samples your frames, so it runs at like a native 4K, even though you're running at like a 1080p performance.
Oh, that's awesome. Holy shit.
So yeah, you can like
Wow.
triple your frames and take no image hit really.
That's amazing. You know the game Control that was lauded for being like super
performance.
visually demanding and really pretty and a lot of stuff going on. Apparently with super sampling, you can run the game at like 8K and still get 90 frames per second.
Yeah,
That was a
Holy
great
shit.
game too. It looked great
it
too.
was. I love that game.
Nvidia is doing some good shit. If only they didn't hire lunatics. Like I don't know if you guys saw, but Nvidia's the director of AI research was melting down on Twitter the other day, posting lists of our enemies. Like literally
Jesus.
posting the names of hundreds and hundreds of people, asking for people to harass them.
Who did that?
Get your house in order.
Who was that, Kaya?
I'm forgetting her name. I'd have to check.
But she's like an
topics
NVIDIA
again.
higher up or something?
She's a
Director.
director of AI
Wait,
research.
that's DLSS though. I'm fine with that. She can do it. She can keep assassinating people on Twitter if it means my frames stay high.
Hang on.
Is
Trying
it
to find it for you.
Anima Anand Kumar?
Yeah, that's her. That sounds right. I don't think her name is Enema, but it sounds
Now
about
you're
right.
now you're on her list. Immediately added.
Shit. No, she was literally just posting her block list and saying, "Oh, hey, if these people aren't gonna change their minds, then consider this a cancellation list and such." And it's a bunch of people, fucking young people in the industry who are now, I guess, gonna have their careers ruined by this jilted asshole with a grudge.
Good. They don't go up against Anima and expect to get out of it. They deserve every piece of the cancelling.
I'm not an
You don't go up against
NVIDIA
NVIDIA.
fanboy. If AMD follows through with their new graphics cards, I'm good to switch. I don't care.
What did they promise?
Well, pretty much the same performance for half the price. I don't know if you guys tuned into their presentation, but those new graphics cards that they're promising, they seem, well, promising.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they've been doing good stuff. Their Threadripper CPUs were good.
Oh, wait, NVIDIA... someone just mentioned something that reminded me of it. Didn't NVIDIA make it so if the reviewers didn't like their cards that they'd stop sending them the shit to review? Like NVIDIA canceled reviewers' ability to give negative feedback to their cards without the repercussions? I think that was them, right?
I think Linus Tech Tips was talking about that recently.
Jesus.
So NVIDIA is
everything's
just
paid
another
for.
asshole company then?
Well, yeah, absolutely. NVIDIA's never been a good guy. They've got the monopoly on GPUs, so they can do whatever they want.
All right, boys. Well, are we ready to wrap? Because I gotta go take a fat old shit.
I think we're
Sounds
ready to
good.
wrap.
Sure.
Jackson,
All right.
wrap us.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the podcast. Patreon.com/theofficialpodcast if you want to hear stories over there. 69 bonus episodes, sorry. And a whole bunch of
70
other
this
content
weekend.
over there.
You can tune
All
in
right.
live.
Go listen
Thank
there.
you.
And thank you for watching.
Yep, thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.